kind of dark. There, like nothing.
I think we're recording.
Are we recording? Yeah.
It's right there in the corner.
Oh, I gotta be in the middle. Because you're big and beautiful.
I am big and beautiful, okay? It's a lifestyle.
Someday I'll be that way.
What is going on? We're back to Shield BJJ Talks. As you can see, I am not Johnny.
He's too white.
I am too gringo for that. Johnny is out, so we have replaced him indefinitely with Nick, who is our resident black belt for the day.
Yes.
You can't replace Johnny,
That's what it is.
but he has been replaced. As always, we're joined by Matt and myself, Brandon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
How was your
Welcome
week?
to the number one jiu-jitsu podcast around the world.
Yeah, the number one jiu-jitsu podcast in Leland, North Carolina, for sure.
I would say no, it's around the world. I would say number one right now is, or no, number two would be the Simple Man podcast.
Yeah, B team.
We're not simple men.
We're not simple.
We're not. We got the attorney here. We got the philosopher. I'm the most simple man here.
You're the warrior.
Nick.
Yeah.
Johnny makes me a hobo. He makes me
right.
He's your philosopher.
Damn, Johnny. I don't know. This might be permanent. Shouldn't have left us alone.
No.
Anyway, so we're going to just do a real quick recap of Worlds. So the episode that dropped on the 9th, we actually shot the Friday before Worlds. We had some pretty poor takes on things that we thought were going to happen. Tynan being the big one. Nick, what did you think about Tynan? How did he look leading up to that finals match to you?
Amazing. Amazing. I think he just made kind of one mistake and got a couple advantages scored on him. Yeah. And it was beautiful seeing
Gomez.
It was Jansen just shut down his entire guard game, which is almost like unheard of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing. Is like I kept hearing one of the announcers and Johnny talked about, like he had that pant grip and just he couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
He couldn't get any sweeps, couldn't do nothing. And then that back scramble was exciting.
Yeah,
that he got the advantage off of. So I was like,
I noticed Jansen did a lot of like side to side, like as well. Maybe switching that up. Not going down the middle kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting to say the least. When I first tuned into the finals, I was super confused because it was already at like super heavyweight or ultra, and I was like, "What the? Did I miss it?" I was like, I literally was just watching the females. Like, come on, what just happened?
I was
so confused. But I like when they do that because then you can kind of set it up for the most exciting one at the last. What'd you think about Warzinski losing or whatever his name is?
I didn't see him at all compete.
I guess he won
that early.
I guess he won one match, and dropped it early, which he's been looking really good. I can't remember.
Tell me it wasn't Felipe Pena or Felipe Andrew.
I don't think it was. Okay. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I missed that one too. I didn't even know he.
I don't know how to say it.
I didn't know he. I just thought he sat out.
That's how early he was out.
Yeah, he was out early. So there was a lot of upsets. I think not upsets, but like a lot of.
Yeah, even the Rotolo brother. I mean, he lost semifinals, so he got third.
Yeah.
I think everybody was expecting.
Jansen, that's right.
I think everybody was expecting. Thailand and Rotoyo against each other, but
what a stacked weight class.
Yeah,
gosh. And then you also had Megatom entering as the first coral belt. He's what? How old is he? 50 something?
He's 75.
He's legitimately a grandpa.
He is. The best dude out of Europe in his division. He had Epson Matthijssen, who's like a Tommy Langacker's training partner. Amazing X guard, amazing like Berimbolo sequences, and I guess he's been working on this sick ankle lock. He hit it not just on him, but a couple times throughout the tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. It's really interesting. Yeah, no, it was I think it was a good final or good Worlds this year.
Yeah.
I don't know is there anything coming up exciting you as far as tournaments come?
Like for me or for like
no, just like as a spectator, as a student of the sport.
I know Tynan's got that super fight like coming at the end of the month.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Like Australia.
Yeah. I don't know. Me personally, Tynan losing was a big deal because now he's like 60-1 in IBJJF. But like that's just gonna make him better. You know what I mean? Like he's still like one of the he's still in the running to be a GOAT in as far as IBJJF goes.
I mean, like you take our professor Lucas. Like Lucas lost. Like he won the Worlds and then the next year he lost, and it's like something clicked in his head. It's like, it takes more to, you know, carry that than just winning it one time kind of thing. So it's probably going to do the same with him. And plus he's 22, so I mean
it's so ridiculous.
Like he's what's that? They stop at 29, so he's got 6 more years of, you know.
But he could go forever. I mean, you could always enter in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
I don't remember which UFC champion it was, but they were saying like when they lost, it was almost like a relief. Like the burden was just lifted off of their shoulders, you know. Like if you think about like the lead up to Worlds, like there's so much pressure and time in just to cream everybody, and
especially after winning it 2 times already. So it's like now you got to do it for a 3rd time, and you know that's a lot of pressure in itself. So
jiu-jitsu is such like a unique sport in that there's no like monetary glory like winning, right? You know, like UFC, it's like, hey, it could be like, you know, I could, you know, my contract might be 50 and 50. Like it is a, you know, 100% difference in the pay that I make. Yeah. Whereas like in jiu-jitsu, it's like, no, this is all for like just to be a world champion. You know what I mean? Like
bragging rights.
Right. Yeah. Just basically for really good streak.
Add to your resume pretty much.
Right. Before we get off Worlds, I want to bring up, did you guys see Sam Nagai? Did you guys see his semifinal and his final match?
Yes.
Armbarred Isaac Dodelin. If you look at that matchup, like you'd be thinking like, man, like, you know, Isaac's the world champion from last year. Like it's pretty much like a lock for him. And then, you know, like the same, what I appreciate about him is he's so aggressive. Like he's not afraid to like you'll see this with blue belts a lot. Like when they go out to compete at Worlds, like they're not afraid to just risk it all to go for a sub, and you don't see that a lot of black belt. And that's like true. Nagai's whole style. And so then going into the finals, you had him against it was one of the I think it was Diego Sodre. Yeah. And Sodre is kind of like he plays the system very well. You know, like he'll like you know just eke out an advantage, and he's very careful with his game. So like. Looking at that matchup, I was like, man, I'm rooting for Sam, but like, I could see him making a mistake, going for a submission, and then, you know, not getting the world title. Right. And to see Sam pull that off, like, he's been one of the most exciting black belts, like young black belts in the last couple of years. It feels so good seeing him win a world title.
Yeah, and his brother got 3rd, right?
Yes, or I think his brother got 2nd.
It
was like right after his match, he was like yelling at his brother because his brother's the weight class up.
He was in his corner.
It's your time.
Yeah,
it's your time.
He jumped over and he was like coaching him in his corner. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. No. Who was it? Who ended up winning the team title? Is it AOJ? No. Was it?
No. I think they got top 3 though.
AOJ.
Was it Dreamart or something?
Yeah, it was one of those. We're gonna Google it.
Yeah, I know they got.
I'm gonna go Atos.
I think it was maybe Atos. It might have been those 3 in the top 3 because I remember reading it, but I can't remember the order though. But I think those 3 were the top 3.
Yeah, usually are the top 3.
You know, it's impressive that AOJ's one school, right?
Yeah, one school.
That's so insane, the amount of talent that they put out.
Yeah.
I mean, Shield puts out some awesome talent too, but all right, let's see.
Overall.
Where's the overall?
Where's that?
Hold.
Wait for it.
It doesn't tell me. All right, we're just gonna go with AOJ because, you know, we obviously don't have a plan for this episode.
We're just winging it.
It was a 3-way tie.
It was a 3-way tie. Yeah. So, all right. So Worlds was great. You know, always fun to watch. What do you think about? Let's see, we got kids class coming up. You know, talking about Worlds, talking about kind of like that pipeline. Do you think, Nick? Do you think it's important for a school? And so, like right now, you're in the military. You don't have your own academy yet. But like, do you think building a really solid kids program is a success to like making a world caliber room, or is it bringing in talent that wasn't there? Like, what's your kind of thoughts on that?
I think as far as just being like a good academy, a good like sign that it's a good academy, there's usually 2. It's like usually like like you don't want like it just to be full of dudes on the mat, right? Like you want like a solid like amount of females on there too.
Sure.
and B, yeah, you do want like a good, strong kids team. And like just from that was kind of like the main way that my academy, like back home where I worked at, that's how they made money, was we had like okay adult team, you know, we had like a couple people win like worlds, but like for the most part it was just a really strong kids program. We'd be like in the middle of nowhere up in northern Colorado, we'd be beating these like teams like Easton and stuff, like in the middle of Denver, you know, like it was like they got hundreds of kids, all the talent, all the coaches, and I think that's a good sign that you've got like a good academy, you know.
Yeah, for sure. What about you guys? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I think even if you looked at like the hit AOJ again, like their kids juvenile like swept the, you know, took
their kids
everything too. Yeah. So it's, you know, you got to really focus on kids, and plus, like it's just you got to think of like the whole picture thing. Like those kids are gonna be your future kind of thing too. That, you know, hopefully if they keep going, they're gonna be your adult champions as well. I mean, pretty much like Cole Bate, that's a good example. And it's just stuff like that, Tynan, and it's just, so really focus on the kids, and like, you know, if it's something that they love, of course keep pushing on them, but it's like, you know, you gotta, I think how you teach the kids, you know, really helps cement that foundation, kind of, you know, sets everything in motion. But,
yeah, no, I agree totally too. You know, and it's a fine line, you know, with, you know, I remember like growing up and seeing kids kind of like wash out and have the attrition rate in different sports, like wrestling, like when I wrestled growing up. So you got to like make it enjoyable. Yeah. You know, like we do games and stuff, you know, but when we train, but I feel like, you know, building a good kids program is also making it fun. And then having like a competitive like wing of it, where it's like, hey, if you want to do more, if you're not just here just to like roll, like we'll have a kids comp class like that we're going to be starting here soon.
So. Exactly. Yeah. Because it's, you know, well, we all know how Johnny is. Like he sets that tone. Like, you know, we did a couple of Saturdays already with some of the kids, and he's like, you know, no games. Like he laid it out, no games, no nothing. He's like, we're here to train, we're here to, you know, compete, kind of thing. And that's the kind of mindset that you kind of got to get them in, but you can't do that with all the kids, like you said. So
it comes with age too. You know, like you have kids that are like maybe like, I don't know, like we used to teach like 4 to 6 year olds, and like that was all like you know, like tackle the giant, like fighting the guard monster, you know, crazy horse, and games. You know, it's just kind of getting them, I don't know, into it, like some of the foundational stuff, and then like, you know, 7 to 9, 7 to 10, like you can add like a little bit more rolling, a little bit more guard tricks, and then like teenagers, like, you know, preteens, like they almost all rolling. Right? Like sometimes games, but like the focus is the technique. You know, it just depends like on the age. You're not going to teach like, you know, a 4 to 6 year old like an arm bar from closed guard and have them like remember it very well.
Right.
And clean.
Yeah. No. And and so that kind of like transitions a little bit to, so, you know, we're talking about kids program, developing program, we're talking about world champions, competing, competition. We got competition coming up next weekend. We are traveling we have a nice little group, 5 of us, I think, going to Indianapolis for the Indy Open. Now, Nick, so you're not competing right now, but you have in the past, like this last week, you know, what, and even like when you were fighting, like what was your like typical like last week of camp? Like what does that typically look like, you know, or if you were coaching, like what would that look like for your students?
It pretty boring, honestly. Like, you know, you're doing your favorite stuff in the gym, like your A game, and maybe your B game a little bit. Not too much rolling. Like you maybe roll like Monday or Tuesday, but then taper off and just do more stuff for the weight cut after that. You know, so for MMA, like no sparring, 2 weeks out.
That makes sense.
Just save that big brain of yours, or whatever's left of it.
That's
there's not much left of it right now. It's a pretty typical answer, you know, just a slow taper.
Yeah. Matt, what's your plan this coming week?
I mean, I'll probably roll, you know, Monday, Tuesday, and then, you know, Wednesday I'll probably roll again, but I'll keep it light, and, you know, I probably won't be here for, you know, usually you and I are here for 2 or 3 hours. I'll probably, you know, be here for one class, kind of, some of that's for, you know, got to get stuff packed and stuff like that too. So it's let my body kind of recuperate a little bit. And then, but we plan to do some stuff Friday once we get to Indiana too. So it's trying to save some energy, heal up, and, just be ready for Saturday too. So
that's my past couple of weeks I've been hitting 2 days, a couple of days a week.
Hitting hard. I've seen his calories on Instagram.
I've been burning them calories. So this weekend, I'll do an open mat tomorrow. Sunday, probably take a day off to rest. Monday, do. I'll probably just do the fundamentals class, just, roll with the white belts, kind of like just getting a sweat going. Tuesday, same thing. Wednesday, same thing. And then Thursday, take off, driving up there.
Yeah.
And then Friday, just get a little sweat in, cut some weight,
What's your guys' favorite thing to do while you're cutting weight? Just to keep your mind off of it. Let's say you're starving right now. What are you doing?
It used to be like playing video games, but now it's just like watching like a documentary or something. Just like trying to keep my mind like occupied. Something I'm interested in, I have to think about.
It's like nature docs. Like you're just like watching tigers kill things.
Yeah. Or like Tiger King, So something like just something utterly ridiculous. What about you? What would you do when you were cutting weight?
At first, I tried like chewing a lot of gum and like watching like a bunch of TV shows, and the TV show part helped. But my first couple fights, I came in and my jaw would be sore like the day of the fight, just because I'd be like chewing gum for like 3 days straight. It was terrible. I eventually did like the opposite. I forget which MMA fighter it was, but I definitely stole this from somebody. This dude would watch like food cooking shows.
Oh, nice.
So he'd like have like a little bit of like that food porn, I guess you could say. And
my buddy used to do that.
I love that.
My buddy used to do that, and he would eat a bowl of cereal, and he would drink the milk one spoonful at a time so he could savor it. I'm like, that's pretty good. Yeah. What do you do to keep your mind occupied during cutting weight?
No, I don't know, man. Like, it's probably games or video games or even like movies, TV, like or binge watch a show or something like that. And lately I've been, I eat more fruit, so I just kind of stick to that and just, to help cut with the weight. Like I can eat something but not gain.
That's what I was going to say. Like being older now, because like the last tournament I did, I entered in a super heavyweight. Before that, I was doing like super and ultra just because like I was like white belt and I was like, I'm not cut weight as a white belt. And then, like a couple of them were like local tournaments. But, before that, last time I cut weight was like 10 years ago, and I was on the Marine Corps wrestling team. And I learned then, as opposed to high school, like when I was cutting weight in high school and you're really young, really stupid, just ate whatever I want and then just crash cut all my fluids.
Spit in a trash can.
Yeah, exactly. And so like what I learned in the Marine Corps was like taking nutrition seriously in your camp when leading up to the tournament, really treat your nutrition as part of your training. And that's what I've been doing the past like 6 weeks, like, getting my diet down, eating more clean meats, clean vegetables, clean fruit, kind of like less breads.
It's easy when you got a DFAC to go to as well.
That's true. Yeah. That is
less choices to make, less bad ones.
Right.
Yeah. That's something I think ever since Charleston I've been trying to eat cleaner. It's not always, perfect when you do it, but it's you eat cleaner, eat more protein, like you said, and just stay away from the junk stuff that really gets your weight up. So it's like, for me, it's like fast food and stuff like that. So I just stay away from all that. Just, if it is something like I've been hitting Panda Express with the chicken and rice and just,
Now, full disclosure, we did watch the fights last weekend and I ate a pizza by myself. So you gotta have a cheat meal every once in a while, okay?
You only drank lemonade though.
Only lemonade. Only lemonade. It was delicious lemonade.
Full disclosure, I also noticed some abs that I hadn't seen before earlier in the week. So
good for you.
I know I treated myself the last day and a half.
Get rid of those things.
Oh yeah,
we got no room.
I had Wendy's twice, McDonald's once. It was bad.
I saw my abs this week too, but it was a picture from about 11 years ago.
There you go.
So
that makes sense. All right. Well, closing thoughts. We got the kids are going to come. What I don't know. What are your closing thoughts of the week, philosopher Matt, for those out there who are just dying for knowledge?
Oh, Put me on the spot. I don't.
We'll come back to Nick.
Yeah, come back to me. I don't know.
I've had 5 seconds to think about it. So, good quote by the man JP Jordan Peterson. The things it's your destiny manifests itself as the things you know you should be doing, but you're not.
I like that. Your destiny manifests itself.
Forthrightly.
That Yoda over here.
Do that all day.
Mine, I'm just gonna say, show up.
Yeah.
For everything in your life, whether it's training, whether it's your family, whether it's your job. If you don't want to do it, guess what? Just show up. It'll take care of half of it.
Have a good time. Chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life's a ride.
That's right.
Good. I like that. Yeah.
Just combine them both.
Yeah.
Your destiny is to chill out.
I would say, just one of those cliche things like touching on diet. Like your diet's just not about food. It's just what are you putting in, kind of, in your mind and in your thoughts and in your body and just whatever you're putting into your life. So just, watch that and take care of that and show up.
That's right.
And chill out.
Chill out.
Chill out.
Well, thanks for joining us for BJJ Talks. It's been it's a little different format this week. We're a little discombobulated. We just kind of winged it.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next time. See you on the mats.
See ya.
We do the hard thing.
Oh yeah, we gotta do the hard thing.
I notice you guys keep your elbows low when you do it.
Oh yes,
I don't know.
tuck your elbows. Tuck your elbows. Come on, come.
Lightweight, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Time to bleed.